You feel lonely. You feel like nobody got your back. You feel like people keep manipulating you. You feel like people keep taking your kindness for weakness. Every time you let somebody in your life, they wind up taking parts of you. They wind up leaving with pieces of you. You feel scared. You're not sure if God is going to come through. You're not sure if God is going to do it. You feel stuck. But you're hoping that God will make a way for you. You're trusting that God will make a way for you. You're wanting to be in a better situation than you were in. You're wanting to find peace amongst your chaos. And you're not even asking God for the big things you used to ask him for anymore. You're asking God for small things now. You're asking God for a peace of mind. You're asking God for help with the bills. You're not asking God for the big things you used to be asking God for. Your prayers have dulled back. You started to take into account that you have to fix yourself first before you ask God for anything. You started to understand who you were. You started to understand the power that ripples through you. You started to understand the waves that you make when you are in rooms. And you started to appreciate your power so much that you started to lessen your presence around some people. You had to start to understand who you were so much that you had to understand that people don't deserve to be around you. People will say they love you one day, but when they get in your face, when you get back around them, these people treat you however they want. They never want to take you out. They never want to go out with you. They never want to appreciate you. They always take you for granted until you're not there anymore. You had to leave some people's lives for them to realize that you're no longer accessible. You had to leave some people's lives for them to realize how special you are. You had to leave people's lives, the lives that you wanted to stay in these people's lives. You wanted to build with people. You wanted to love people. You wanted people to love you. But it seems as if when you were such accessible, when you were right there, when your appearance were right there, when you was in appearance to people physically, they never treated you how you deserve to be treated. And you couldn't understand it. You couldn't wrap your mind around it. So you left. And you may have been scared when you left, but you're not the same person anymore. You may have left with a little piece of your heart. You may was losing your mind. You was about to lose your mind when you left these people. When you seen how people were treating you, how it made you feel, how people were talking about you, how you were the talk of the town in your family, how you were the talk of the town in your friend group, to your friends. People never wanted to come around you, and the only time they wanted to come around you was to show off. And if they didn't show off, they kept to themselves. They kept everything they had to themselves, knowing you needed help. You see, you always had these two type of people around you. You only had but two type of people. The ones that like to show off in your face because they seen how bad you was doing. And the ones that knew you was doing bad and could help you and did not help you. They ain't show you nothing. And you had to get from around some people. And it broke your heart. You had to leave some places. You had to show people that you may have not knew how valuable you were, but you knew what God said about you. There was times where you didn't even know how valuable you were. Because you took the backlash every time. You was always the first one to apologize. You was always the first one to pour your heart out in text messages. You was always the first one to pour your heart out in conversations to people. You were always the first one to open your mouth and express how you love people. And knowing the love wasn't real. Knowing that people didn't love you back. You ever sent somebody a text and said, I love you at the end? You just poured your heart out. Or you just sent a text and you said, I love you. And they sent back, love you. Those people don't really love you. Those people don't really love you. Anybody that loves you is going to put the I in front of love you instead of love you. You got to learn how to differentiate between these people. You got to learn what's right and you had to learn what's right and what's wrong with your soul. You had to learn to stop giving your love away. You doing everything you can for these people and they taking you for granted. And you may have not been being able to provide financially, but you're trying to be there emotionally for people. While you gonna having emotional breakdowns in the back room, you still trying to be there emotionally for people. While you trying to give all your energy to people, you trying to figure out how you can find some more energy so that you can love these people some more. In your appearance, it wasn't never enough. See, there were some people that wanted you to come with just more than your appearance. They would have never loved you for just who you were. They would have never accepted you for just what you were doing. They never would. They never loved you. They would have loved you if you had the degree. They would have loved you if you had the multi-million-dollar job. They would have loved you if you had the business. They would have loved you if you went to school. They would have loved you if you had everything else but what you didn't have. They never loved you how you were. You had to try to add on to yourself, not knowing that you were beautifully and wonderfully made, not knowing that you were fearfully made. But you had to try to add on to yourself to get people to accept you. You had to feel so low about yourself because people never wanted you to see who you really were. They never wanted you to see the star you were. You had to beg for people's love, and you was giving out love by the gallon. You was giving out love by the boatload. You didn't hold back on people. You wanted to be in their lives. You wanted them to love you. You never wanted to leave some people, but you had to understand who God says you were before anything. You didn't even love yourself enough to leave these people. But when you started to love God, when you started to know God, when you started to understand what God put on you, when you started to understand what God brought out of you and what God was bringing out of you and what God put on the inside of you, you started to realize that everybody don't deserve a seat at your table. You started to realize that you're going to have to really walk away from some people. People that you were attached to the hip by. People that you never expected to treat you how they did. People that you never expected to lose. And they want to come back. And part of you want to let them back in because you miss them. You ever miss what somebody could have had? You ever miss what you could have had, knowing that every time you was in that relationship with that person, y'all never had that relationship. You may have tried to work towards that relationship, but y'all never had that relationship. And then when they leave, you miss what y'all could have had. But every time you were around me, every time we were together, every time I wanted this for our relationship, every time I wanted this brother and sister relationship, every time I wanted this friendship, every time I wanted this boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, every time I wanted this relationship, it never turned out to be what I wanted. It turned out to make me feel lost, stuck, hopeless. And some of you, you're sitting there, you feel lost and you feel stuck and you feel hopeless. Even without the relationship. But you still feel a sense of dignity. See, there was something that you didn't have. You ain't have no dignity when you was in that relationship. You may have felt lost, stuck, and hopeless in that relationship. You may have been trying to fix that relationship. Let me fix my words. What I mean is that you may still feel like things are not complete in your life right now, even after you left the relationship, but you found a part of you. You found the individual in you when you left that relationship that you didn't know about. You found the strength in you that you didn't know about when you were in that relationship. You found somebody that can stand on their own 2 feet. You found somebody that didn't need to depend on everybody. You found somebody that knew their worth. You found somebody that had gratitude towards God for life when there was times where you weren't even questioning why I'm here. You were just trying to go through the motions, but now you started to ask God, why do you have me here? If it wasn't for this reason, if it wasn't to serve this person, if it wasn't to be in this relationship, Lord, if I had to start my whole life over. See, some of you lost your whole life. Everything that you used to do, every person you used to hang out with, every place you used to go, every habit that was formed, you left it, you lost that identity. And now you're starting to ask God, what am I really here for? Because I thought I was here to be married to this person. I thought I was here to be a brother to this person, or to be a sister to this person, or to be a cousin or an auntie or uncle. God, I thought I was here to be in this relationship. God, I thought I was here to be with this person. I thought I was here to show my appearance in this way. But then you had to leave those relationships, and you may still feel a little lost, but it's not the loss you were feeling. It's not the hopeless you were feeling. when you were in those relationships. It's not the self loss you was feeling in that relationship. You finally found a sense of self-worth. And now you're asking God, what am I really here for? Because I know I wasn't here for that. Every time I was in that was taken away from me. Every time I was with that person, every time I hung out with that person, they always tried to make me jealous. They always tried to show off. They always tried to show out, knowing I didn't have enough money. They never wanted to help me. And some people, what they would do is they left you out because you didn't have enough money. Some people, they left you out of the experience instead of just paying for you, knowing that they wouldn't have put a dent in their pocket to bring you along. People didn't want you to have that experience. People didn't want you to see that water park when they went and you didn't have the money. People didn't want you to go on that trip when they went. People didn't want you. You know, some people, they didn't even want you meeting the people that they knew because they felt like you were an embarrassment to them. You know how it feels to love somebody so much and you just want to be involved in their life, and they don't even allow you to meet people in their life. They got other friends that they'll never let you meet. They're in relationships and you never met their partner before because because they're embarrassed of who you are. But then these people tell you, I love you. But I guarantee it to you, if you was somebody, when you were in these relationships, I guarantee you, if you had $1 million in your bank account, if you were a millionaire, when you were in these same relationships with these old people, they would have wanted you to meet everybody they knew. They would have wanted you to be the face of the relationships. They would have wanted to bring you out to every location. You know why? Because they never loved you for who you were. They only loved you for what you can do, for what you can bring. And you weren't able to bring anything to the table. And so people loved you with conditions. They loved you with limits. You know how it feels to be giving your love unlimitedly and people are loving you with limits. You begging to God, you hoping to God that things will change. You hoping that they will love you, that they will see you for who you are. And then you have to leave. And some people won't appreciate you until you leave. They won't understand what they lost until you leave. Some people, even when you leave, they won't even look your way. They won't even remember you. Some people it'll take for only God to give you this success. For people to want to come back and start new conversations with you. These old people want to start new conversations. These old people want to find their way back in their life. And right now you're trying to find your way back to God. Right now you're trying to find your way back to your identity. Right now you're trying to know who you are. Right now you can't turn back. Because you'll never find out why you left. And it may not feel comfortable. It may not feel complete right now. You may not understand exactly why you left. You may be thinking about wanting to go back to these people. You may be thinking about wanting to turn back to these people. But God told me to tell you to let them go. Because He has so much better for you. He has so much greater for you. And it may be painful. When you got to leave. When you got to leave your father's house. When you got to leave your father's family like Abraham. When you got to set apart on a new journey, when you got to set apart on a new desert, when you got to do this thing alone. It may be scary because you knowing that you don't have nobody to fall back on, but when you know you got God, you got that fear should be deleted. When you know you got God, that scariness should be deleted. When you know you walking through the valley of the shadow of death with God, you shall fear no evil. There's some feelings that shouldn't even be allowed in this season with you. And I know that, everything could go crazy. I know that everything could go wrong, but when you got God, you just got to focus on what's right. You got to focus on knowing that everything is going to work out because you love God. You got to focus on knowing that God got your back. You got to focus on knowing that God not going to let you down. And when you can focus on that, you can eliminate fear. When you focus on that, you can eliminate what you lost. You can eliminate the loss because you're focusing on the gain. You're focusing on who you can actually run into. You're focusing on the real friends you can meet, the real family you can actually run into. When you put your eyes on the future, you got to stop looking in the past. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can't be like Lot's wife. You got to stop turning back. When God brings you from a place, you got to walk. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you got to keep going. You got to be strong. You got to keep on moving without these people. You got to leave some people behind. And it's going to hurt. You're going to have times where you just want to go back. You're going to have times where you want to pick up the phone and pour your heart out like you used to. You're going to have times where you want to hit up people and like Instagram posts. You're going to have times where you want to show your face so people don't remember you. So people remember you. But I don't know who needs to hear this. God told me to tell you to pick up your cross and you got to keep walking. Deny your flesh today. Rebuke your fingers, rebuke your hands from sending that text message. Rebuke your spirit from going and liking somebody's photos just so that they can see you in their likes. Rebuke it and keep moving. Because when you start to do that, you start to focus on them again. You spend too much time focusing on them. You gave them too much time trying to prove that you really love them, that you cared about them. You gave them too much time trying to prove who you were to them, that you were loyal. Yeah, you may have made some mistakes in these relationships, but there's some people that never forgave you. There's some people that never could forgive you for the things you did. While you done forgave people and you done moved on and you tried to build. You tried to show them that you're different. You tried to show them. You said your I'm sorry's a million times. And people said that they accepted it, but they truthfully didn't feel that way about you. They truthfully hold secret vendettas and vengeance against you. And they don't love, and nor do they know who you becoming. They don't know the change that you are, the change that you've made. They don't know about it. They only know you for who you were and what you did to them, because they can't look past the pain. They can't look past. They can't look past. They can't look past the unforgiveness. They can't. It's not in their hearts. Meanwhile, people that hurt you and slayed you left and right, and you found it in your heart to forgive people. People done disappointed you left and right. They done disappointed you left and right. They done caused every type of disagreement with you. You don't went against your flesh to love these people, but you found it in your heart to forgive them. And people can't even forgive you. They don't even see in you what God sees in you. They don't even see what, and that's why God is saying, just keep on moving. I'm going to put people on your path that see you from the first day you meet them. You're not going to have to grow your way. You're not going to have to gain improvement. You're not going to have to gain respect. You're not going to have to gain love with these people. They're going to say, I love you instead of love you. They're going to type, I love you. That's how you know when people really care about you. They're going to make you feel loved. They're going to make you feel seen and heard. You're not going to have to work for these people's love. You're not going to have to buy these people's love. You're not going to have to prove nothing to these people. They're going to love you for who you are. And God is saying, just keep on moving. I know it hurts right now, but you got to break away from the past. It's like you right now, it feel like you slime. You so unstable. It's like you don't have no stability. It's like that you stretching your past and your future, but they still connected. God is saying he about to break that slime ball, and it's about to be two. You about to put that over there and keep on moving with what you got left. I don't know who needs to hear this, but yeah, it may be hard, it may be tough. You may have to leave some people. You may have to walk away from some relationships. But when you walk, just keep on walking. Don't you walk backwards. Don't you go back. Because God will vindicate you. God will ordain your steps. God will anoint your head. God will ordain you. And God will put you on the right path. And when you know God, you can walk accordingly. You can walk in accordance to his will. Knowing that this may look scary, but it won't be scary. It may look scary. I mean, to sight. That's why I say walk by faith and not by sight. It won't be scary because I won't allow it to be scary. It may look fearful. Yeah. It may look like you in harm's way by sight, but by faith, I know I'm protected. By faith, I know I'm safe. By faith, I'm comforted, knowing that God got me. By faith, I may see all of these sharp objects and these thorns and these prickles on my path. I mean, by sight, I may see all of these objects on my path, but by faith, I won't be scared. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep breaking away from my past. I'm going to keep walking in the will of God because I know he got my back. I don't know who needed to hear this message. But when they walked away from you, and when you separated yourself, when they left you, when they departed, they thought they wouldn't feel nothing about it. But everything since you left reminds them of you. And some people don't really know how much they lost you yet. They just think it was for, it's for a year or two, a month or two. They don't know you planning on never returning back to where you came from. They don't know that when God give you the family, that maybe now you're still thinking about them. Maybe now you're still wondering what if. Maybe now you're still thinking about giving somebody a second chance or a third chance or a 10th chance because you done gave them a million chances. Not saying that you shouldn't forgive them. Forgive them every time. This has nothing to do. See, your heart, you already forgave them. But it doesn't mean that once you forgive them, you should go back. You got to love some people from a distance. And God told me to tell you that when the right people walk in your life, you're going to realize, okay, I understand why God drew me away from these people. Because what you're thinking is love now. You don't know nothing about love. Just wait on God. Just wait for him to show you how real friends love you. Just wait for him to show you how a real community supports you and a real community loves you. Just wait for God to show you what it means to have a real church family love you. Just wait for God to show you what it means to have a real brother or a real sister in Christ. Just wait for God. A lot of you, your family, your brother and your sisters have been betraying you. Just wait for God to show you what it looks like to have a real brother and a real sister in Christ. Real friendships in Christ. A real relationship. You thought that ex lover was going to be the one you spend your life with. Just wait for God to show you a real love. Just wait. Because you're going to realize you're not able to realize what love looks like yet because you haven't had the right people in your life. But the moment God give you the right people, the moment God walk the right people into your life, you're going to understand what real love is. And you're going to know that the other people that you used to think loved you, they never loved you. They could have never loved you. They could have never loved you. Because the new relationships, the new friendship, the new you, the new things that God is putting in your life, it shows you exactly what the old things, the old people, it shows you that they never loved you. They never knew love themselves. But see, the people that God is going to give you, the new things, the new relationships that God is going to give you, it's going to know love. It's going to know real love. True love. Not that lie. Not that love that makes you work. Not that hidden hate. Not the wolf in sheep clothing. Not the love that is secretly hate in disguise. Not the disguise for hate. You know? So keep walking. It may be hard to leave some people in the past. It may be hard to keep walking with some people in the past. And I don't know who this message is for, but I know it's for you. It's for you. I do know who this message is for. It's for you, angel. It's for you, child of God. It's for you, divine one. It's for you, chosen one. This message is for you. Let them go. Let that hurt go of them leaving. Because you can't trust God if you're walking in hurt. If you're walking in fear, you can't trust God. God waiting for you. That's why the new relationship hasn't came in your life. Because you're still walking in hurt. You can go and get any relationship you want to in the world and be in hurt. You could. Because hurt people, and the devil just wanted to be more hurt people. But God not going to give you that new relationship until you heal. Because heal people heal people. Heal people have a mission. They have an assignment, and they fulfill assignments. They fulfill destinies. So that's why your ex-lover in a new relationship. That's why your friends and family still have friends and family. Because they out here hurting more people with the people that they allowed to hurt them. They just out here building one big old group of hurt, one big old ball of hurt. But you wonder why you still single. You wonder why you still isolated. You wonder why you still by yourself. Because secretly you're not alone because you with God. But you wonder why you still feel lonely. You wonder why you're still by yourself. It's because God is healing you, because he's going to bring healed people into your life. Let the devil give the relationships to who he wants to. But he ain't about to give you your relationships no more. Not no more. That's why your ex got a new boo. Because your ex still hurt. And your ex relationship didn't come from God. If your ex relationship would have came from God, they would have healed. They would have took time with God. Some people never healed from you. They jumped to a relationship. Right after you, they went to another person. They may have even started talking to another person before they stopped talking to you. Before they even got you out their life. They were never healed. But you wondering why you still sitting 2-3 years later with nobody. It's because God is healing you. Because God don't give hurt relationships. God don't give hurt people to you. God don't give hurt relationships. When God sends somebody into your life, they are fully healed. And so God needs you to be fully healed in order for you to be sent into somebody's life and for somebody to be sent into your life. So I don't know who this is helping. But no means no. Even when it hurts. When God say no, it means no. To donate, guys, if you would like to donate or offer anything into my life, if you would like to give, a link will be in the descriptions down below. If you want to send your girl anything, a link will be in the descriptions down below. If you want to connect with me anyway, a link will be in the descriptions down below. And if the Lord puts it on your heart today to find peace, to release a seed. A link will be in the description down below. I love y'all. And if you hurting, I hope this is helping. If you hurting, I want you to start turning that hurting into healing. Because how you turn hurt to heal is by just simply trusting God. One day you feeling like you hurting about this decision, and then you just trust God. You understand that this is God's will. You understand that this is God's plan for you. And then all of a sudden you turn, it's like that switch is turned on from hurt to healing. You realize that no, this is actually God's plan. It makes you comfortable with understanding that you have to walk through this. And when you realize God got your back, when you realize God says so, because God say so, it no longer looks like hurt anymore. The same eyes could look at it, but when a different set of eyes come and look at it, it looks like it's healing. When God gives you a different perspective, nothing about the situation changes, is what I mean. Nothing about it changes. You still got to go through it without these people. You still got to walk without these people. But just yesterday you was crying that these people left your life and you had to lose some people. And then you start to understand that this is God's purpose. You start to understand that this is God's way of healing you. And then today you thanking God that he's attached you. You thanking God for what he's done in your life. Because you trusted God. You went from hurting to healing. Nothing changed. In a split second, only thing changed is your perception of who God says you are and who God called you to be. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.